going to be dead, that other currencies are going to be dead, and that we have to set up a world government, and that's what these banks have been pushing for decades, where we pay carbon taxes to the central banks to issue a new SDR that our money is backed up by. I mean, this is incredible. The very same crooks that have done all of this say their solution is give them more power, and Obama's banking reform bill, even the Washington Post admits, gives unlimited power to the Federal Reserve to manage all sectors of the economy. So we have a banking dictatorship. I mean, you know, Gerald, the media is so worried about 11 Russian spies supposedly over here. You notice they were infiltrating Harvard and corporations because that's the government. Those are the governments. Like you always say, Harvard's what's hijacked America. The Russians know what to infiltrate because we don't have a government. Congress is ceremonial, and globalism is a private corporate takeover of a bunch of arrogant yuppie scum. Your take on this?
Well, you hit it on the head with what the UN is talking about with the one currency. And it's happening. And that's why we fear it's going. That's why I mentioned the war card. If the war card is played, they'll frighten the people into something like that. We're watching the euro disintegrate in front of our eyes. There's going to be a time when the countries are going to be bailing out of it. Nobody's meeting the Maastricht Agreement accords on their ratios of budget deficits and GDP, et cetera. So what we're looking at, again, current events form future trends. What's the Dow at now, Alex? It's at March 1999 levels. Hey, stay in the market. Don't worry about it. This is a buying opportunity. You have to be in it for the long term. What was gold doing back in 1999? Oh, it was around $250 an ounce. Oh, and what's it today? Oh, around $1,200 an ounce. But you know, buy stock, and they make fun of everybody that wants to buy gold, particularly the toilet paper of record. They call us gold bugs, gloom and doomers, because we don't buy into their line of baloney. Remember I talked about the people that we couldn't stand that wanted to be the class presidents and the student council
I've noticed
heads?
that all these globalists, it doesn't matter if it's George Bush or Rick Perry or Trent Lott or Al Gore, they're all male cheerleaders. I mean,
exactly.
the biggest kiss
and then there's the other ones, Alex. The other ones were the writers for the school newspaper. Here they are. And they're in front of us. They're Brian Williams. They're Katie Couric. They're Matt Lauers. They're the people that used to write things about the president, the principal, excuse me. It's high school. Nothing has changed. They're tame little reporters saying what the principal wants them to say. They get away with murder, literally. And by the way, talking about murder, I'm sick of hearing these lefties talk about, oh, these Tea Party people are crazy. Boy, if they got into power, oh, yeah, they'd be sending predator drones into Pakistan and killing innocent people. Oh, yeah, they'd be escalating the war in Afghanistan. Oh, yeah, they'd be putting huge military bases in Iraq. They're worried about the Tea Party.
They'd be continuing torture. They would be introducing legislation to secretly arrest citizens. Oh, that's the Democrats.
Oh, yeah, right. I thought it was the Tea Party people.
Well, Gerald, specifically, because you've said that and you've been saying this for the last year, that you see the total depression collapse, or the media admitting we're in a depression by the end of 2010. How do you see that unrolling, and in which direction do you see a new international order emerging?
The direction of the new international order emerging, it has to get to a catastrophic level. And that's what we fear about war. And the depression is unfolding in front of us now. What were today's unemployment numbers? Oh, they increased. Gee, son of a gun. Oh, those factory orders? You know, they were worse than, quote, expected. Expected by whom? Oh, how about those new home sales that collapsed? It's in front of us. It's going, all the data is adding up to a crash. We believe it's going to be a currency crash. That's our best estimate in thinking about this at the point. It's going to be a currency crash that's going to collapse the markets.
Break that down, because you've talked about how all major currencies are doomed. You, Ron Paul, countless other economists and researchers have stated that this fractional reserve banking system is designed to consolidate power in the Ponzi scheme operators' hands, and we're now reaching that global meltdown. And the UN says that all major currencies are going to fail, but again, their answer is a world government backed up by carbon taxes. How do you see that unfolding?
What we see first is it collapsing in Europe. They can't sustain it. If you think our banks are in bad shape, theirs are in even worse. And I'm sick of hearing this is an American-grown problem with our subprime mortgages. It's much bigger than that. You go to Spain, Ireland, you go around, they overbuilt these areas just like they did in Florida and Las Vegas. They have their own stuff. And so we're looking at the central banks in Europe are doing exactly what they said they weren't going to do. They're buying up all the bad paper. It's going to run out. We believe the collapse is going to happen in Europe. Oh, and here's what's going to happen before then. We're going to start seeing more and more terrorism. And what you saw happen in Toronto, they know what's going on. That was a test. What did they spend at the G20 meeting to protect the, quote, leaders? What leaders? A leader doesn't have fear to walk by themselves. They don't have to spend $1 billion to protect them. That was the people are uprising around the world. So that's what we're looking at. Simultaneous issues, terrorism, uprisings by the populations, a currency crisis, and equity markets collapsing at the same time. And you know what, Alex? The BP disaster, unfortunately, looks as though it's going to be the Dust Bowl of the 21st century.
Gerald Celente, I was just going to have you for 1 second because I know you're busy today, but can you come back with a little 5-minute segment and give us your breakdown on where the oil spill's going?
Yes, I can.
Excellent. Thank you. Gerald Celente is our guest. We'll give you his website on the other side and tell you how to subscribe to his must-read Trends Journal. If you're a business owner or you're a mother, a father, if you're in government, if you're in law enforcement, everyone should read the Trends Journal. I know I do. Gerald Celente is the real deal, and we're honored to have him. Stay with us.
Global meltdowns, massive unemployment, endless wars, a new currency crisis, financially and morally bankrupt. A great and terrible storm is approaching. So what's the best way to get ready? To get prepared for hard times ahead? Introducing Off the Grid News, a weekly newsletter for independent patriots who want practical advice on how to survive and prosper in an increasingly dangerous world. It's the best way to get a black belt in emergency preparedness, survival skills, and off-the-grid living. Off the Grid News is fiercely independent, all about self-reliance, and packed with helpful information on survival gardening, food preparation, alternative energy, herbal medicines, privacy and security, as well as God, gold, and guns, with absolutely no apologies. And the best part? This $100 a year service is now free of charge for our listeners. That's right, free for our listeners who sign up at offthegridnews.com. That's offthegridnews.com. You can sign up for free at offthegridnews.com. Offthegridnews.com.
They helped to create a new world order. We are part of a new world order.
A new world order based upon collective action.
Invisible Empire is a damning indictment of the globalists through their own words and documents.
The New World Order really is a tool for addressing a new world of possibilities.
It means all the world under their control.
The United Nations would take over America. The Trilateral Commission would control the world.
Invisible Empire chronicles how men of power and influence have worked in stealth for centuries to establish an oppressive world government.
I believe, first of all, that we now need nothing short of a world constitution for the global financial system.
Global governance with the establishment of the G20.
So it's going to be an inner ruling elite and then everyone else. And I got news for you. You're everyone else.
Invisible Empire. Secure your copy today at Infowars.com or PrisonPlanet.com, or watch it online in the highest quality at PrisonPlanet.tv.
We all know that the Berkey water purification systems are the most trusted name in water filtration. As an authorized Berkey dealer for over 4 years and serving thousands of satisfied customers, the Berkey Guy offers amazing specials for Berkey water systems. The revolutionary Berkey light systems include a set of self-sterilizing and re-cleanable black purification elements that purify water by removing chlorine, pathogenic bacteria, cysts, and parasites to non-detectable levels, and removes harmful chemicals such as herbicides and pesticides. Order the Berkey light system today, complete with 2 black Berkey elements for only $209, and the Berkey Guy will include 3 Sport Berkey water bottles and ship everything to you free of charge. That's right, 3 Sport Berkey water bottles and free